Oh yeah, actually if we then duplicate that door across to there, then it kind of reads like 2 big sliding doors, and then we can have a big opening here. Oh, let's go wild. So let's, oh yeah, we actually do need to add a break in because they're not part of the front. So let's add another ISO param there. And then what we can do is we can do offset. No, let's delete that. Hide this. Maybe offset's not the answer. Maybe I just want to manually do it. Whoa, I don't think I actually took any notice how deep I made this, which is far too deep, which is fine because it can just chop the end off it. But I didn't actually make that depth-wise. It just adds a lot of time for printing, for stuff that's going to be hidden in the bookshelf anyway. Let's bring back in that. Oh, right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide these for now because I don't need them. I'm going to bring this up just so we've got some top-down. Oh, I've just had a great idea. Staircase up the side, like a fire escape type thing. Right, should have a little look at some interiors of Japanese stores. Very much like British ones. I don't know what experiences. These all look very high end. Yeah, I mean the MoMA is not 7-Eleven. Not getting much from that. We'll just, right. So let's have here a till and a little checkout type thing, like a little plinth. Let's just hide all the other stuff because we don't need it. Oh, what's this? What's that? Oh, it's the key from this. I didn't join them. Grab X and snap it to the middle of that circle. I think this might have to be pretty simple. Just thinking, if I make the like checkout area here, and I want some freezer units at the back, and then maybe a shelf there, a freestanding shelf. Then where would the cashier go? I don't think I could steal any more space that way. Well, I obviously could. It doesn't have to actually be a shop, so I could do what I want. But let's just get started with this anyway. Let's have some semblance of scale. So just assume the middle of this door is like waist height. See, that's the type of stuff Plasticity is really good at. Right, now, I think what I might do is I might just add like a little supporty thing, and then I think it'll path round. We'll see. Let's try, see if this works. So pressing F brings up the command palette where you can search for things. Curve array, is that what I want? You're damn right it is. Boom. So it looks, actually I'm going to just get rid of that a second. I'm going to put some fillets on here just to, rather than having to fillet 3 million of them at once. So it looks cool, in my humble opinion. But it also adds a support. So you've just got these little micro bridges. So I think that might be worth doing just for when we come to print it. Again, no great model survives first contact with a slicer, as a famous man once said. Do I want to join all these together now? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually duplicate them and then hide them. Now, this is something when I talk about not having a parametric timeline, doing stuff like this, just making copies, putting them in folders, hiding the folders. I tend to do it if I'm going to do like big joining operations, because as much as you've got lots of undos, if I wanted to come back to this later and I was like, do you know what? I need to change something really fundamental about this that could be a really awkward thing to model. At least you've got that starting point there, and it doesn't add a huge amount of overhead. I mean, admittedly, if it was a really complicated part, it might, but I kind of like having a backup. Why are you not combining after I've said all that? I don't want to keep tills this time. Just merge them all into one. So there's this, and then there is this back up here. Right, cool. So we fillet thing on the top. Feel like what happens with tills, bearing in mind I worked on a checkout for a good decade, I should really understand the layout of checkouts, but let's just pretend that this is a Japanese checkout, so it's totally different. So, but there's normally like a little slide where, like when you want to get home at 10 o'clock at night and the person's packing their bags at a cataclysmically slow rate, you can chuck down the shopping and it slides down and piles up on them. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring this down just to give a bit of a lip. Oh, I can't actually bring it down anymore. See, this is what I was saying about having copies. Because what I probably want to do here is now bring this up, because when I'm pushing this down, I'm pushing into this. Yeah, just make it a bit thicker. Again, selecting faces, shifting them around. Plasticity's the goat. So let's whack the ramp of hoying you shopping at people. Rotate V. Let's whop it there as the pivot point. Oh, no, we don't want to go that far. Yeah. Might add some little fillets in here just so when you do the transitions all the way around rather than getting killed at the end there. Wow, what time is it? 1 hour 24. I thought this might happen once I got started. Yeah, see, the problem is though, where's the person? Because what we really need is the... Oh yeah, why don't we just cut it out? Yeah, let's cut it out. Be really glad I did all those fillets now and I'm just about to do this, but yeah. And the person can stand there. Shall we add in a little shelf here for the basket? Because let's just assume this is baskets only and we're not getting, people buying the full weekly shop in the tiny Japanese corner shop. So the customer could come along, put the bag there, checkout operators there, and then we need the till screen thing here. I think I made the till screen fairly basic because if I was realistic, it would be hovering in the air on a mount, and that will be a gigantic pain. PlayStation 1 ass till. I'm going to convince myself this is the button pad. I'm just deciding how ridiculous I want to go with the numpad. It won't be a numpad because there's not just like there's 9. So I'm just making like construction lines here just to... I think I might try the pipe trick to just add some detail. Worked well. Yeah, let's make that smaller. 0.3. 0.2. So these are going to be pretty like... fine on a 3D print, but they make me feel good about myself. So I may have spoken too soon by saying they make me feel good about myself. Significantly better. Wow, it's like a chocolate bar. Intended to design a corner shop, ended up spending most of the afternoon designing a vending machine and chocolate bars. Actually just going to cut this off for a second just so I can easily isolate it, because what I would like to do is all these faces. Yeah, I'm going to have to just select them manually. So I'm making it a little bit shallower, but that's not going to work, is it? Because when I select less faces, F, push. There we go. Awesome. There we go. A little bit less sticky out. And then we can join them back together. Right, I think I'll stop shortly and we can come back to this on Thursday, he says as he continues to fillet, because it is the most flow state thing going. If you've got ADHD or something like that, 3D modelling is about as therapeutic, easy for me to say, therapeutic as it comes. I just love adding little insets and offsets and just to add like just little bits of detail, just like speaks to more going on than just blocks. It's one of the things when you model like mechs and they're like, it's just so satisfying, just like getting a basic shape and then cut, detail, slice, detail. You know what, I'm going to go out there and say that's not a bad checkout. I mean, other than the dairy milk bar for its buttons, but probably should have just modelled each of those and then arrayed them, but I had an idea and I went with it. Add some safe edges for the overworked member of staff. Actually, get rid of that as well. I might just... add a bit of a manual one in there because that's right on the edge. Beautiful. I've also cut the whole thing in half here, but hey ho, trying together. Right, I'm going to say that is a till. Right, so let's call it quits for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to do the obligatory feed the algorithm, like, subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you on Thursday.